Hi, I'm Laura Custo, and this is Light the Way. Each week, I break down the key moon phase and astrology into a clear, well lit path, one that shows you exactly where to direct your energy for maximum impact. This is the astrology and the moon phase for the week of January 12th through the 18th, 2025. Now, the moon phase this week is a full moon. It is on January 13th at 23 degrees and 59 minutes of Cancer, and it is happening at 3:27 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So, when we talk about the full moon, there's really three steps to working with each of the moon phases. And with the full moon, the first one is always find the area of life being activated. So, this is in Cancer, so you need to know what house does Cancer rule for you. And if you don't know, you can go on over to lauracusto.com, pop in your information, and get a free trial of Moon Chat. Moon Chat will tell you not just where this full moon is aspecting your chart and what house it's activating, but every single moon phase, you're going to get an email a couple days prior to the phase letting you know what house is going to be activated. There's also a sneak peek in each email for the next moon phase. So it's a great resource to help you plan and help you work with these energies. Now, the next step is to get your bearings. So, at a full moon, what we want to do is we want to look back and see the previous moon phases in Cancer when they occurred and see what was going on in our life. Okay. So, the first date that you want to look back to would be the new moon, where the intentions were planted for this full moon. So the new moon is always when we set intentions. And that new moon that happened in Cancer that's related to this one, meaning it was near the same degree, was on July 17th, 2023. So go back to July 17th, 2023, see what was going on. Did you keep a new moon journal? If so, what did you write down? And we know when it comes to these areas of life being activated, that's so you can get maximum impact. So maybe you wrote intentions down, but they don't align with the house being activated. That's okay too. Okay. I just want to chime in and say that. So start with what you have. Now, so see if you wrote anything down. If you didn't, see what emails you sent. See what conversations you were having, maybe pictures you took. You could even go back to your social media history. Just kind of get a sense for what was going on in your life and what did you consciously or unconsciously sort of set into motion, sort of tell the universe, hey, I think I would really like this, right? Then the second date that you want to look at would be the first quarter moon, which would have happened about 9 months ago. It was on April 15th, 2024. You want to do the same thing. You want to look back, see what was going on, but specifically, you want to see what actions you took and what could be sort of akin to taking committed action towards something. We're looking for commitments that you made. So maybe a deposit paid on a trip, or a trip booked, flights booked, a meeting booked, a big decision that was made, but some sort of a thing that you committed to something or you uncommitted to something. That would be another action that you could have taken. Okay. So that's step 2. Now, step 3 is to notice. The full moon is all about noticing what is happening. There's a lot of myths around the full moon. A lot of people think it's a time for releasing, and it can be a time when people leave our lives or things leave our life, but it's not necessarily a time to comprehend everything that has happened and then decide to release something. The full moon is a time when we're really meant to just notice the reality of what is happening. And as a result of the reality that is happening around us, we may decide to do something. And especially at this full moon, I'm going to get into that in a second here. But yeah, so really it's the moon is full, the light is being shown on everything. The moon's light is as bright as it will ever get, and it is illuminating the truth for us in our lives. So, okay, so let's dig into the energies around this full moon and why perhaps some things could happen. This is a powerful one. So there's a few different energies at play here. First of all is that right after the moon is full, literally within hours, it makes a conjunction to Mars. So then, Mars is there at this full moon. It is right with the moon opposing the sun. And this is just this like, whoo, it's extra. That's what Mars does. Mars is it's the planet of taking action. It represents anger and aggression. It's very assertive. It's also retrograde right now, which makes it more powerful to us. It's closer to us. So that's something to keep in mind. And that's the one aspect that I say could result in a little, detrimental energy at this full moon. Just kind of be mindful of the fact that if you feel a little extra or you feel like taking action, to just kind of know that that's there and know that you might jump to a conclusion a little too quickly. So if you're certain and this has been building, I would say then it's okay and to go with it. It could also be done in response to something that is going on, and that could be due to some of these other energies at play. So there are two more. The next one is the day prior to the full moon. Mars is going to make a harmonious trine to Neptune, and that's happening at 2:15 p.m. on the 12th. Now, what this can look like is this blending of creativity and dreaminess with this assertive action energy. And so it points to your creativity, your spirituality, and your dreaminess, like just really being activated. So this can be a really great day, the day before and the day of the full moon, to sit down and do some really in-depth meditation. And especially if you meditate and you're one who works with energies and just kind of see the energy that comes to you, it could be a lot more active. It's also a really great time to just, like grab your journal, take action, write things down, capture this dreaminess, get out and do things that sort of inspire your creativity. I know for me, a lot of the times just getting out and going for a hike, getting out of my mind, doing something that is, physically consuming will often spark this creativity. And so I really think that on the 12th and going into the 13th, this would be a good time to do that. Now, on the actual day of the full moon, about 12 hours before, around 1:13 in the morning, this is again is Mountain Standard Time, the sun will be making a trine with Uranus. Now, this energy, the sun represents the self and Uranus represents sudden breakthroughs and freedom and the unexpected, sort of shocking things. Now, this aspect again is a trine, and trines are harmonious. So this is this unexpected, I would say an unexpected flash of inspiration. And again, it probably is going to be laced with some sort of freedom related theme or non-conventional thinking type of a theme. And so you think about all of these energies coming together. You've got this assertiveness of Mars working with the dreaminess of Neptune, and the unexpected breakthroughs of Uranus working with the sense of self. You could experience a sudden breakthrough, and then you overlay the full moon, so which is showing you the truth. So it's this like sort of maybe dream of inspiration comes to you, and then there's this breakthrough and like, oh my gosh, this is the truth. Wow, it's like an unexpected truth that you didn't know existed. And so I just be on the lookout for all of that. It's, in the collective, we could see some big revelations, big announcements, unexpected surprises, unexpected solutions, maybe unexpected actions, just kind of things coming out of nowhere. But yeah, within ourselves, we ourselves could have some big breakthroughs, or, we could have something that we're working on with someone. And, again, perhaps it goes back to this Cancer area of life, or not, but like just an unexpected truth or an unexpected next step in this process that we've been working through, again, tied back to those moon family dates. So again, I think it'll be an interesting one. Let's wait and see what happens. All right, then we move into the rest of the astrology for the week. So on the 14th, we have Venus making a square to Jupiter. It's happening at 12:47 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Now, Venus is in Pisces in its exaltation. It loves being in Pisces. Pisces is so dreamy. It's ruled by Neptune. We were just talking about Neptune. And Venus loves pleasure. So it's just sort of like relaxing into this dreaminess and flowing with it all. And yeah, so Venus is in Pisces. Now it's making a square to Jupiter. Jupiter's in Gemini. It's been there for a while. But a square, these are the two benefics, Venus and Jupiter. But they're making a square, which is this angle of tension. And so, it's been said in some traditional astrology that when Venus and Jupiter interact, that there really isn't never a negative to it. So, in that way, this square could play out as something that can like open your mind. Jupiter is expanding the mind, and perhaps creating opportunities for the things you love and find pleasure in, and, using it positively. Conversely, this could play out as overindulgence, Jupiter expansion of pleasure, things that you love. So, I would say kind of be on the lookout for that on the 14th if you're being mindful of these energies. Venus moves pretty quickly. The square will only remain active for a couple of days. So, kind of take that for what it's worth, but you can use it definitely to your advantage there. Now, so the next day on the 15th, the sun makes that opposition to Mars. So at the full moon, Mars is very close, but we essentially have the moon and the sun right across from each other. And Mars is just a little bit off of the moon if this is the moon. Now, the moon moves very quickly, so it's going to move into that conjunction with Mars. But the sun's going to take a little while before it kind of gets to that opposition point, if that makes sense. And so it's happening a couple days after this full moon. And it's happening on the 15th at 7:38 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Now, Sun opposed Mars. We were just talking last week about the Mars-Pluto opposition. And Mars-Pluto opposition is, again, Mars, action, assertion, opposed Pluto, digging down deep, looking for the truth, right? So this is now action-oriented energy opposite the self, the sun, our sense of self. So this is really, really good action-oriented energy. And this is, like wanting to get things done, wanting to get a head start on something or finish something up that's been lingering in your world. And again, it's the sun, Mars opposed you. So the 15th and the 16th, again, because this happens kind of late in the day on the 15th, but it'll happen earlier, obviously, if you're in Europe or other parts of the world. But so 15th, 16th, I would even say 14, 15, 16, 17, it'll be active kind of all of those days. This is great time to tackle something that's been lingering, to finish something or start something. But just use this energy. You're going to have just kind of this spurt of motivation, right? Okay. Then at the end of the week on the 18th, we have Venus making a conjunction with Saturn. So that's happening at 6:26 p.m. Mountain. Now, when two planets make a conjunction, it means they come together. So their energies are merging. So this is the merging of Saturn, responsibility, and Venus, love. And so this points to doing responsible things when it comes to those that you love and care for and things that you have prioritized and have a sense of responsibility for in your life. So it'd be a good day to do those things that you know are appreciated for a loved one, be it a partner or a child or a friend or a parent, even plants in your home, your pets, anything that you love and care for and nurture. And also yourself. It's a really great day to do something that involves self-care, especially when it comes to responsible self-care. So, getting a chiropractic adjustment, maybe acupuncture, a therapeutic massage, or just even cooking a very nutritious meal for yourself, something that your body needs and will love. So, and maybe even making a little extra and freezing it, because that's the responsible planning thing coming in there. So, all right, so that's how I'd use that energy on the 18th. So yeah, and that's it. That is a wrap for this week. So I want to thank you so much for joining me here. I really appreciate you watching, and I hope it was helpful. If you've enjoyed it, please subscribe and like the show and share it with your friends. Leave a comment below letting me know what you found to be most useful. I would love to hear from you. And then until next time, bask in the full truth of this powerful Cancer full moon. Wow, there is a lot going on, and again, if I was to give any advice, it would be stay open to what comes. There's so much great creativity that has a potential for coming in with that Neptune energy, with Mars. Again, there's action here. There's action. And then you've got Uranus and the sun. So I feel like it just doesn't get much more personal, and kind of, it could be shocking, but they're making such harmonious aspects. I just think that there's some really great potential for some really good, creative, unexpected solutions to surface, or ideas for how to proceed, right, with the next step in whatever you're dealing with. So, but rest assured, by the time that we have the last quarter in Cancer in about 9 months, that is tied to this full moon, 9 months, it'll be in about October of this year, whatever happens on this full moon is going to make more sense, and we will have the clarity that we need to fully reconcile what is going to happen here.